Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your 2022 Jumpstart reading. This is going to be how you can get a jumpstart on the year 2022 before it even starts. I am going to be doing full-on 2022 readings in the month of December, but I figured, like, why not, instead of like a New Year's resolution, why not get started right now, Virgo, on the things that you want to improve or the things that you want to change, whatever the case may be. So let's see. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, Virgo. I mean, every single reading I do for you, it's like you get a card that represents the Empress. You have this Royal You card, and you always get a card with a butterfly on it. I've been saying this to you for months, like literally, I don't know, like a year ago, over. You kept getting these cards that have butterflies on them. So some of you could be completing a transformation at this time that maybe you started like years ago, right? And that's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting from your reading here, is that you're completing or wrapping up some sort of transformation. I do feel like it could be like 16 months. It's weird. You have two cards right off the bat with the number 16 on them. The number 16 could be important to you. The 16th could be an important date. Normally, I don't really pay attention to numbers and things like that. It's not that I don't think they're important. I just, I'm not that big into numerology. Sucked at math for my whole entire life. Failed algebra like 3,000 times that I took it. So, that's what I'll say about that. But the 16 here twice is jumping out at me. I'm going to show you in just a second. And but I feel like it could be like 16 months, right? Or it's popping into my head as like a more extended period of time. So that's why I'm referring to it as months. But definitely very interesting here, Virgo. You start off with this All That Glitters card, and that is card number 16, as you can see in the top corner there. So this card says all that glitters is not gold, and it kind of is encouraging you, I feel, to dig a little bit deeper into situations. Your opposite sign, Pisces, also had a message like this. If you have Pisces in your chart, I would definitely encourage you to go watch the Pisces reading because, I could just see how it's similar. I always say that you and Pisces are the most similar opposites in the entire zodiac. Like, out of all the signs I read for, it's like you two are always very similar, right? And so definitely something I would pay attention to is what I would say. But this card just says, like, dig a little deeper. I wouldn't be paranoid or worried about this. I would just say, like, I would be careful of like over exaggerating the outcome of a situation. Could be love, business, whatever. It's like I would be careful of like expecting a ton when it could be much smaller. Not saying that you're not going to accomplish a lot. I mean, even in this first diagonal here, Virgo, we have the Emperor, the Nine of Pentacles to the Sun. I mean, extremely positive row right there, this diagonal right here. So definitely very good energy. I just think it's kind of like saying, make sure to keep things in perspective. And again, you're not the only sign that has had this message. I think there's a need for us to make sure that we kind of like don't disappoint ourselves with over expectation. And again, that doesn't mean we're not going to reach our goal. Like, I'm all about, I tell people to shoot for the moon, right? Because this is like, we only get this one life. It's like, yeah, we might have past lives and things like that. I totally believe in past lives and all that other stuff, and that we'll probably reincarnate and have another life again. But again, like, we are here right now. It's like we need to do the most we possibly can with what we got right now, right? And so I tell people all the time, try to exceed your expectations and all that other stuff. I think it's just saying, like, keep things in perspective, right? If it's like, if you start a business and you want to make $10 million, but you only make $1 million, you might be, that might be disappointing to you. You might be saying to yourself, oh my God, I didn't make $10 million. But I think you need to say to yourself, you know what? I still made $1 million. that is still a ridiculous amount of money, right? That is still more than maybe you've ever made in your life. So I feel like kind of like reframing things would be extremely important as well. Same thing in relationships. I am getting a warning here about relationships, but again, I feel like it's more like about needing to reframe the relationship, especially for those of you that are in a relationship. I just feel like there could be moments that pop up where maybe you're a little bit disappointed in your partner or something like that, or maybe you feel like they're falling short. But I feel like if you really look at it, I feel like they're really doing the best they can. And I think sometimes we just need to do this. I've done this myself, like in past relationships, where it's like, I put all these like expectations in my head on the other person that they could never, number one, that they could never live up to in the first place. Not really fair, right? But number two, it's like if you really look at it, you can say, you know what, this person really does love me. They really do try. So if you're in a positive relationship, I do think it would be worth kind of like just looking at it and like if you need to, I'm just saying here, it may be a good time to like reframe it and especially if you find yourself being critical of your partner or something like that. I don't know why that's popping into my head, but it is. So, it's definitely something I would think about. And they might need to do the same thing as well. I'm not saying that your partner might not be doing the same thing to you, and that could be a conversation that you should have, right? But you have the Emperor, the Magician, and the Five of Pentacles here. This is the energy that I feel you have been experiencing for at least 16 months here, Virgo. It could be 32 months as well. It could almost be like 3 years that you've been experiencing this energy. It could be a year and a half. I think that the 16 twice here, it's like that is the time, right? And it could be in between that time as well, but it's been about that long. I feel like you've been feeling left out in the cold. I feel like you've been feeling a little bit picked on here as well. Just going up like this as well. Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles to the Eight of Cups here. I would say that in general, if you're feeling picked on, I feel intuitively that you have been feeling more picked on by the universe, like why me type of energy is what I get here. And I don't necessarily think that you're wrong. I think that it maybe has been a heavy energy. I understand why you would feel this way. The Emperor, I feel like, is your way out. I feel like the Emperor is like saying, there's a very solid plan for you, and if you follow the plan, you're going to be successful. The plan includes a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability that you have here, Virgo, very clearly. Every single reading I do for you, I always get this weird message for you, Virgo. It's like about like practical, impractical. I mean, you are the sign of being practical. You are the Virgo, right? You are Virgo. You are the sign of practicality, literally. But I always get like something very impractical for you. And it's like one of those things where it's like maybe you have a career that makes you a lot of money, but maybe you want to be a ballerina or something like that. It's like you have something practical, but there's like something over here that's very impractical that you might rather be doing with your life. And I think it's going to take some guts. I think it's going to take some, really kind of being bold for you to go maybe live your new life. I feel like I don't want to jump too far ahead, but again, your next card is this Royal You card, which is like Empress energy, and I feel like it's going to take some guts for you to do this, but I feel like if you do it, your life is never going to be the same again. So I feel like this reading is encouraging you over to something that might seem a little bit impractical. And again, I say this to you a lot. With the Emperor, you have the Ace of Swords. Victory, again, this is a path to victory right here. Emperor, Ace of Swords, Nine of Pentacles to the Sun. This is something that makes you happy. I think a major realization that I had like 2 years ago is it's like if we're not moving towards the sun energy, then we're not going to be successful. It took me a long time to realize this. Like for whatever reason, probably because I have a crap ton of Capricorn in my chart, I've always been financially focused personally on a personal level. Not that I think money is important, but I've just always wanted money. I don't know, I just like it. And who doesn't, right? And what I would say here is that it wasn't until I realized that it's like, a lot of people say that we have to do things that bring joy and happiness into our life. But I was like always focused more on things that were practical, like practical ways of making money. I never thought in a million years I'd be doing this right here. Not very practical, right? Pretty impractical to have a YouTube channel. It's kind of like a crazy idea, right? And I get that same feeling for you here, where it's like, I feel like the sun is something that actually truly brings you joy. It's like me doing this, it makes me happy. So it literally makes me happy. But for a long time, it didn't make me a cent, right? Like when I started the channel, everything like that. So, and that was for a very long period of time. So it's kind of like impractical. I get that difference for you here, Virgo, where it's like there could be something, and maybe it doesn't have to do with money. It could have to do with love or your health or something else, where it's like, it's a little bit just unrealistic, but maybe it makes you feel warm. I feel like you need to focus on your feelings. So yeah, what do you know? Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands with the Magician here. Knight of Wands, he charges towards his desires. He desires to do something, and that's all he needs to know. It brings him joy. It brings him happiness. He doesn't need, he doesn't need money. He doesn't need anything else. He knows he knows that those things, the things that he needs, will follow if he kind of like follows his heart. And that's like how I see your reading. With the Five of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, love it. Really nice. 2 aces in your first row. 2 aces to me is a yes to any question that I have not answered. Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. All about passions. I think that, what you're doing right now is practical. What you want to do is impractical. It's probably some sort of passion. It's probably something you desire to do. It's a little bit more desire-based, but I feel like that's the direction you need to move in here, Virgo. It's going to lead to a lot of success. Next, you have the Royal You card. Again, number 16, like I said. And that jumped out at me right away at the beginning of the reading. I kind of get those glow up vibes. Your readings have all been about glow up stuff and all this other stuff. And people keep saying, I'm sick and tired of hearing you say glow up. I'm like, well, I meant like, I don't know. You get Empress every single time, the sun. You get the star in all your readings as well. You don't have it here, but you might. And you have this energy. All that glitters right here. This card is glowing, literally. So, I don't know. But I don't know. Royal you. I feel like, there's a glow up energy going on for you now, Virgo. You have the Three of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups here. For those of you looking for love, could be really good love opportunities coming in for you here. Two of Cups is like a perfect match, soulmate coming in for you. Could be a fire sign. You keep getting fire. You have Aries with the Emperor. You also have Leo with the Sun. You have the Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands. A lot of fiery energy. So you've been getting fire for a while. If it's not a fire sign, I would just say it's someone who is very fiery, who has a lot of passion, who has a lot of desire, probably someone who is very passionate in life in general. And so I feel like that's the type of person you could be attracting. Again, I think it's important to realize that in tarot, it's like sometimes it could be like show a lot of fire, but you might be attracting someone who has no fire in their chart. They could just be displaying the traits of desire, creation, creativity, being bold, being assertive. That doesn't require fire in the chart, right? Everybody's different. So, what I would say here is I feel like it's just someone who has those traits in their life. I feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you here as well. Three of Cups is definitely like a celebration coming in for you. I feel like there's a lot of happiness, reasons to celebrate. I really feel people want to help you as well. Like I feel like there's a lot of support with the Three of Cups. Probably, I would say you could be wrapping up a cycle here as well, especially if you're one of those Virgos that has had negative experiences with the people in your life, especially like friends, family, things like that. I think for some of you, just looking at your astrology wouldn't really surprise me if over like the past 4 or 5 years you've experienced some friendship loss, meaning maybe literally like the death of a friend. But maybe also more figuratively as well. You could have had friends that just left you out of the blue, that never talked to you again, or that told you they didn't want to talk to you again. What I would say is looking at the astrology, was probably due to other people, meaning like you could have lost a friend due to them getting a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, right? It could be one of those situations where maybe a friend got into a controlling situation as well. And so it wouldn't really surprise me if those things happened to you, Virgo, over the years. But it kind of looks like you're fixing things, or there could be a friend who is returning here as well. With the Nine of Pentacles, I think the Nine of Pentacles here is just talking about positive energy for you, Virgo. It's like Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress energy. Like I said, it's like you are glowing up, right? It's like maybe you're not quite there yet, but I feel like you're getting into that Empress status. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are. Men, women, everything in between can be an Empress. Empress is just someone who understands where that energy comes from, an unlimited source, that they understand abundance, things like that. With the Three of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles here. I definitely feel like you're very resourceful at this time. For some of you, I would say if you've had a long-term goal or wish or a dream, what's popping into my head is that there could be someone who is helping you accomplish that. I would say especially like if it's something that required money, like let's say you wanted to move or travel. I feel like you could be getting a little bit of assistance here. Even before 2022, you have the Four of Wands wanting to pop out there, but I don't take pop outs anyway, but it is interesting. So I feel like you could be getting some like assistance, and it could be financial assistance for some of you, especially if you've been wanting to do something. So that could be nice. Let's clarify this a little bit more. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands. Good news, success coming in for you here. I just feel good news for some reason. Really nice with that Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Wands is like excellence. It's a card of just being good at something here. And, again, with this energy here, Magician, Six of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, I really feel that for some of you, like one of your hidden talents, gifts, skills, or abilities is coming out. Something is being, put under the spotlight with the Sun card. With the Two of Cups, you have the Nine of Swords here. I would get out of your head. I feel like a need to let go of any regrets that you could have about past relationship situations as well. Some of you could have like worries or fears about relationships. Nine of Swords really says get out of your head. I actually feel like things are, especially next year, I think things are going to be really, really good for you as far as love is concerned in 2022. 2022 seems like every single reading I've done so far has been really, really nice. As far as love is concerned, major improvements, it seems, for pretty much everybody in relationships. So really nice energy. Finally here, you have this transformation card. Again, you keep getting, if it wants to focus here, you keep getting these like transformation cards here, Virgo. So I feel like for a lot of you, there could be a major transformation that you have been going through for a long time. Again, in my readings alone, I remember even like before I moved and moved again, you had you kept getting this butterfly card. I think in my oldest apartment, not my oldest apartment, but like I was like sitting at a kitchen, not a kitchen table, but I was sitting at my island like 2 apartments ago, right? So if you're, I'll try to find the video. I'll try to link it down below for you, Virgo. But I was talking all about the butterfly in that reading because you kept getting the butterfly card, not in this deck, but in another deck that I have. And I was like, man, like what's going on here? So it seems like a long-term transition or transformation that you have been going through here. Here's what I like about this is I do feel like it's been like the Hermit's journey, your card. I feel like you have walked into darkness, 8 of Cups. So it's probably a dark period of time, maybe for the past 16 to 32 months, right? Kind of like I said earlier. And now I feel like you're coming into the light. You have the sun here as your last card. So you have the 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands, and the Sun in this reading. To me, this is saying you are stepping out of darkness. It's like you're completing that transformation that has been going on for a very long period of time. So I wouldn't say you're transforming. I feel like you have transformed, right? It's like you're finally breaking open here. 2 of Wands is about getting out into the world. So I do feel like it is time for you to kind of reveal something. The Sun can be a card of revealing something as well, but it's like more like you're revealing something to the world. With the 2 of Cups, with the 8 of Cups, you have the Temperance card here. Temperance is about turning, a negative into a positive. It can be about turning a positive into a negative as well. But really, we have a choice. Temperance says use your powers of, alchemy and manifestation to kind of like turn one into the other. And so I feel like you have the power to break free. With the 2 of Wands, you have the 5 of Pentacles here. 5 of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses here. Here's the thing about the 2 of Wands, is that you could read the 2 of Wands as him standing at the top of a castle. He's kind of holding on to that front wand, and he's got the whole world in his hands. But you could read the 2 of Wands as a card of envy, but he's like envious of experiences that he has. He's looking at that world, and he's looking at that as past experiences that he has had in his life. So it's kind of like he is almost sad, right? Because he's like looking at the things that he did. He's not taking the lead. He's not looking at the things that he could do with his life. And that's what I feel like this card is saying for you, especially with this 5 of Pentacles. Is it's like, yeah, there are probably a lot of things that you did. There are probably a lot of things that you have done. Maybe you're looking at those things as sad and being sad because you're like, maybe you'll never be able to do them again. Maybe you have regrets or whatever. You don't really have any regrets cards here. But what I would say, I was getting regrets on the 9 of Swords. So, I feel like some of you need to say, like, I think you need to look at it more like, hey, you have like a lot of opportunity. There's like a lot of stuff that you could be doing in the near future. So, look at the new things that you could be doing. With the Sun, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is a card of stability and permanence. So I feel like there's a lot of like positive, permanent energy coming in for you here, Virgo. But this looks really good. I would definitely take this path right here. Emperor, Ace of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Pentacles. It's like literally saying to me that some sort of hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability is probably going to set you up for life. King of Pentacles is permanent. King of Pentacles is something that lasts forever. So for those of you that are thinking about like starting a business, could just be a hobby. It could just be something you enjoy doing, right? I would do something that is like a hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability. I also feel like if you're getting into love, again, I love the King of Pentacles for love because it's like something permanent. So it could be like a permanent commitment, marriage, anything like that. But it looks really good here, Virgo. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your year.